Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Whitney, and I'm hoping today we're going to uncomplicate marketing for you. I think it can be a topic that just feels so overwhelming, especially there's so many different ways we can market. It just keeps expanding these different platforms, these different strategies. And really, the core of how to market and promote your business is still there. It's still the same. It's been working for me, for many business owners for a long time. And I think the sooner that you can just see these prongs clearly, I'm just going to call them these three prongs, the more that you can see them clearly and understand what each of them do and their purpose, you can then start separating out your activities in your business to just say, okay, I need to work on this thing, this thing, this thing in this order. This is the goal and intention of each of these. They don't have to be overwhelming. And then you can just get on with your life and get your marketing done. I know that you didn't start your business to become a full-time marketer. I get it. It can feel really overwhelming, especially to some of these strategies for marketing can feel like we have to just be showing up everywhere and be on and be like really good at speaking really quickly with sound bites and all of that. And that's just not necessarily a skill that all of us have. So we don't have to worry about that because actually these areas I'm going to talk about today are things that are actually perfectly suited for dietitians because I know that if you're a dietitian, you love teaching and educating. You probably feel more comfortable writing than trying to be coming up with ideas on the spot, or you like talking, but more in a long form way. Like I love podcasting. I hate trying to get all of my ideas into a 1 minute reel or TikTok. Absolutely not. You also value evidence and facts, but you're also really great at expressing empathy and acceptance in the communications that you have. You are really great at that. You can have that balance of the science mind, but also be really, really caring and heartfelt and heart-centered in how you show up for people. So all of that means that you should use a marketing approach that plays to your strengths, that's naturally aligned with the skills that you have, the things that feel comfortable to you. That's going to allow your strengths to shine, and it's going to be a lot more enjoyable for you. It's going to mean that you're going to stick with it and actually implement it and be consistent with it. It's going to come through in the content that you put out too. Your customers and your audience is going to feel so much more connected when you're actually marketing in a way that also just feels naturally good to you. So we want to do both these things. We want to market effectively. We definitely do need to market. We need to be growing our audience, growing our visibility, getting our business out there in front of people. But we also want to be doing it in a way that isn't burning us out or making us feel uncomfortable. So at this point, you can probably be kind of saying okay, yeah, that all makes sense, but I still really struggle with where do I start? What should I be focusing on? And I was in that same boat too. I think for years in my business, I was just kind of bouncing around and where do I focus? What should I be focusing on? And once I kind of landed on what these three areas were, suddenly everything is just a lot less complicated and a lot more straightforward. So I'm going to be telling you today what marketing to focus on to help you now and into the future, wherever you're looking to take your business, 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. All right, ready? Okay. I'm going to share the three prongs. I'm going to list them, and then I'm going to explain what they are and why they work and why they matter, and then what to do next to kind of get yourself going in each of these. And you might be doing some of these things already, but maybe you are not doing them consistently, or maybe you're not sure if they're working. And so we want to kind of shake some things loose and get you going here. All right. First one, email marketing. That is the first prong. So having an email list that you regularly send emails to, that is the first prong. The second prong is search. So content on your website that is searchable, that's searchable in search engines, that's can be found in AI engines as well, generative engines. It's what ChatGPT and Claude, and Google has their AI mode now that will, surface content for people. So basically, prong number 2 is being able to be found and have searchable content so that your customers are finding you, because people are still using the internet. They're still searching online. They are not only on TikTok or Instagram, they are still looking on Google, in chat, on Bing, whatever their search engines, they are searching. Okay. So that is the second prong. It is still highly relevant to you as a business owner, especially a service-based business owner, to be thinking about search and how you are appearing in search. And then finally, prong number 3 is promotion. And this is whatever kind of promotion feels good to you, but it's some kind of outward promotion of you, of your message, of your business, of your website. So those are the 3 prongs. You have email, you have search and searchability, and you have promotional activities. All right, so now I want to talk through each of these a little bit more, and I'm going to start with email. Now, email is all about audience connection and conversion of your existing audience. So these are people that are coming on to your email list. We want to be building your email list, but then the reason that an email list is so strong is that it is for continuing to deepen the relationship with your audience. You are building an audience and then you are connecting with them and having that conversation and getting those people to become customers of you in time from your email list. So when you have an email list, you're in the driver's seat, you are controlling it. And honestly, anything that you want to be doing with your business, you need an audience to offer those services to, or if you have a group program or you're launching a course, anything that you're doing, it is so much easier when you have an email list and you have an audience. Now, yes, you can have an audience on Instagram, but they are not seeing most of your content. You need to be posting so often for them to ever see one of your posts. And you're competing with all the other stuff happening. And your email list is just so different. It is not the same as a social media following or audience. Your audience, in my opinion, the only true audience you have is your email list, because that is the one that you can control. You can send whatever you want. You can send a short email, a long email. You can include graphics. You can include videos. You can send an email every day, every week. You get to control it and decide. And not everyone's going to open every email, of course, but it is just so much more powerful for deepening that connection with people. And again, because you probably like doing more long form content and not having to come up with necessarily like a quick soundbite or snippet, email is also going to be just more aligned with your strengths and the way that you actually like communicating and sharing your knowledge anyway. So it's a win-win. And it really, it's just this like low pressure way for you to connect with your audience. So you need to have an email list. No matter what kind of business you run, you need to have an email list. And that's why in my program, even though we work on your website and you get a website, we also have you building and starting an email list from day one. That's how important it is. That is why I build it into my program. So having an email list, email, you need to have one. Okay, next is search. So search now is going beyond your existing audience and working with your existing audience. It is looking for new people. It is for visibility and growing your audience in a more passive way. Okay, so the promotion activities that I'm going to talk about in the last piece is more active because you are having to take actions to promote yourself. Search, you can write a blog post that's well optimized, and you write that once and it's going to be generating traffic for you for months and years. I'm actually seeing that one of our clients, she has a blog post that is just blowing up right now, and she's getting thousands of clicks to it. And I'm sure she wrote that a couple months ago, and now it's just bringing in new traffic day in and day out. So you want to be thinking about this. You don't need to become a blogger and be trying to go for ad revenue or massive amounts of traffic to your website. You can if you'd like, but that really takes a different kind of effort and strategy. All I'm talking about is putting out content and answers to the questions that your customers are asking. And you can just put that content out and then you can repurpose it for your emails. So you don't need to be writing emails from scratch. You can literally be putting out a blog post, and then you could even throw that into ChatGPT and say, give me 4 ideas for email topics that I can send to my list around this blog post. And you can be talking about those topics, pulling them from the blog post, also linking to the blog post for people to go deeper. You don't need to be reinventing the wheel. So that's why I also really like this search component. It is basically your core way of creating content, long form content that then starts going out into all of the other channels that you might be wanting to market in, which we'll talk about in promotion in the next one. So it really has this dual purpose. And then when it comes to AI, now generative engine optimization, GEO, optimizing your content for AI is still very new and emerging. And some people are getting clients from being found in ChatGPT, but also ChatGPT and these other platforms are not always citing the sources. And so you're not, even if your content is being used by AI to answer a question that someone types in, they may not be linking to your site. And so it may not be helping right now necessarily with driving more traffic to your site. However, if someone is searching for services, or they're even just searching for you, and they're maybe looking to find who has services in my area for this specific need, it's possible that if they're going into ChatGPT or they're Googling, because Google now has their AI mode that is giving summarized answers, that your site might be coming up because of how the AI is searching your site. So you want to have a website, you need to have your services on there, you need to have like FAQs, you need to have a well-structured website, which is something that you should have anyway. And that's something that we work on anyway in the Wellness Pro website system, regardless of, this was before AI was really a thing. So the good news is that just having a well-structured website with the right content on it is already going to move you in the right direction for AI. And then as AI search continues to evolve, there will be new opportunities for you to leverage it to also be found. But the point remains that you need to be having a website. You need to be putting content out so that it can be found by people online. So yeah, that was a bit of a diatribe there, but search is that other prong, and putting out content and having your site optimized for search so that people can be finding you, because people are still searching online and you still want to be the one that people are finding when they're looking for answers and they have questions. Okay, and then the final prong is promotion. And this is for visibility and growing your audience as well. So this is about getting in front of new people and building your audience. And then email is a bit more of nurturing your audience. And this is going to be a more active strategy that you're doing. And you're probably going to layer on a few different strategies in this promotion sphere. So just to reiterate, you've got email, which is really like how you're communicating with your existing audience on a day-to-day, weekly, monthly basis. You do want to be building that email list. I didn't really talk about that, but we want to be building that email list. And part of that is through promotional activities. But you're going to be doing that communication with your email list. Search, you're going to be putting out content that is answering people's questions, and put that out once, and then it will work for you and build over time. And then promotion is like that active push, showing up in front of other people's audiences, showing up in new places, asking for referrals. I'll give some examples in a second. So you're doing some actions on a regular basis. Maybe you're doing some of these things every couple days, or once a week, or once a month. So you're building in some other promotional activities to get yourself out there that are just going to build on these other strategies that we have, so that as new people are finding your website through promotional activities through search, you are then continuing to build a relationship with them through email. They're getting on your email list because you have your wonderful lead magnet on your website that they want to download, and that's how they get on your email list, all of that good stuff. So what are some examples of promotion? And this is another area where I want you to do things that feel good. Now, we also do need to push our boundaries. Growth is all about moving outside of our comfort zone. So don't just stick to things that you feel comfortable doing. There's a difference between, though, doing something that you are just kind of not skilled at yet and you need to push yourself outside of your comfort zone versus doing something that is really just like you hate it. It doesn't align with any of the skills that you have. It doesn't align with any of the things that you enjoy doing. So if that's the case, then don't do those things. But do push yourself outside of your comfort zone. So a few things that fall into the promotion bucket include referrals and going to doctors' offices, gyms, other practitioners and asking for referrals, going to your clients and asking for referrals. So building in some kind of regular routine to be nurturing referrals. You can also be giving talks out in the community or virtually. Along with that goes like doing podcasts, guest podcast interviews. You can be showing up and engaging in online communities. You can be on social media and promoting your business and your lead magnet and your website and all of that on social media. You could be doing that with ads as well. You could be going to events. So if there is a workshop or a conference or an expo in your town or city that makes sense that a lot of your ideal customers are going to be going to, then take advantage of that and use that as an opportunity to get more people to sign up for your email list so that you can then nurture them. You can also be doing collaborations. So is there another business owner who or organization or business that has your types of customers where there's some synergy there and they have an audience, potentially a larger audience than you have, and you can be showing up in front of their audience and again, getting those people to know about you, getting them onto your email list, getting them to really join your community and audience so that you can continue to, get to know them and they can get to know you. So all of those things are potential promotional activities. Maybe there's other ones that you've already done in the past. There's things that you're kind of thinking, okay, yeah, those are kind of promotional activities that I could keep doing. So at the end of the day, through all of these three prongs, all roads lead back to your website and people either getting on your email list from going to your website or just visiting your website and going to look at your services or your programs and booking a call. They may bounce around on your website and read your about page and then go to your blog page and all of that. But, you've got calls to action on your website that are sending people to your scheduler, or maybe they need to apply to your program, whatever the case may be. We want our website to be set up to support all these activities. But either way, we are sending people to our website or sending them to an opt-in page for a lead magnet so that they can get on the email list. And then your emails are going to, include your website link, include your booking link, include links to blog posts, other lead magnets people might want to download. So it's this web, this synergy of everything working together and supporting one another versus feeling like I'm doing this thing over here and I don't know what the point of it is and I don't know where I'm supposed to be sending people. Like it all works together. All three of these prongs all work together. They're all supported by your website and they build on one another. The more that you invest in them, frankly, the more you put into them, the more you're going to get out of them. And you don't have to feel like you are wasting your time because they are all building on one another. So let's talk about the actions that you can take right now. So I would first do a bit of an inventory and look at which of these things are you doing right now within these buckets of email, search, content for search, and promotion. And how are they currently working for you? Like what could be better? What parts feel hard? Where do you maybe need some help with one of them or more of them? And where are you like, okay, that sounds good. I feel like I could get behind that and I can tackle that. So think through, just kind of reflect a little bit about what you're doing right now. Which of these ideas sounds good? Which ones don't feel good? And maybe uncover too, like, why does it not feel good? What is it that is scaring you or making you uncomfortable about that? And then kind of uncover that a little bit more, dig deeper to kind of get to the root of what might be keeping you from implementing some of these things. And if something that you're doing isn't working or doesn't feel like it's working, before you give up, get curious as well on this and ask yourself, what is making me feel like I did give it my all? Like how am I measuring that I really did give it my all? Did I truly give it my all? Or am I just frustrated that the results right now are not aligned with my expectations? And what facts do you have telling you whether it's working or not? I remember talking to a colleague and she was launching something and she ended it and she was kind of upset that it didn't go the way she wanted. I only got 5 people or whatever. But then when she went back and looked at the numbers and the number of people that she promoted it to versus the number of people that signed up, it actually went really well. So it's always important to be looking at the facts and measuring some of these details so that you can really know, how are you measuring success and was it really successful? What is your goal? What is success to you? And make sure that you are energetically putting in what feels right for you too. I don't want anyone burning out or giving it their all and then feeling like, well, I need this to just generate so many more new subscribers or, so much more money or whatever in order for me to feel like this was a win. Because then maybe you're setting yourself up for disappointment and all of that. So balance too, what you're putting in and give yourself realistic goals, realistic expectations. Don't put too much pressure on yourself too. And I say that because I am that person. As soon as I learn about something, I then immediately think, well, I'm bad because I haven't been doing it. And now I immediately need to implement all of the things that I learned. So don't do that. Don't be like me. Don't be like yourself, probably. Think about how can I implement more of these things in a more measured way that is sustainable. So if any of these you're like, well, okay, this was a great little taster, but I need to know a little bit more about what you're saying here and how do I implement these things. Good news, I'm going to be doing more specific episodes in the future and even putting out some videos on YouTube with more how to on each of these. And also at the same time, still be talking about how we can make sure that your website is set up to support all of these activities, because at the end of the day, you're doing all of this so you can help more people. And the only way you help more people is by them feeling comfortable and signing up to work with you, whether it's one-to-one or your group program or anything else that you're offering. So at the end of the day, we need to still be getting you clients. We need to not have it be burning you out. We need your business to be successful, both monetarily and energetically as well. And so we need to have all of these pieces working together and not overwhelming ourselves. Okay, so I don't want you to feel like this is complicated. I want to have you feel like, okay, this is doable, this is clear. So just focus on these 3 prongs and let's get them set up for you. Let's get them working and running like a well-oiled machine. So instead of having to constantly be second guessing about, am I doing the right marketing? Where should I be focusing? You're focusing on these areas. You have some systems in place to stick with them consistently, month after month, so that you can really start having some more ease coming into your business when it comes to growing your audience and your visibility and having more clients working with you. Okay, I hope this was helpful and cleared things up for you. And if you have any questions or you want to have me dive into anything specifically that I talked about in here, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Whitney Bateson, or you can send me an email. Go to info@whitneybateson.com. That's probably the best email address, info@whitneybateson.com. Let me know what resonated with you here, what you would like to learn more about. And if you have a fellow dietitian colleague who is also trying to figure out their marketing right now, go ahead and send this episode to them. Let them learn the simplicity that they can have in their lives and in their business. And I hope you tune in to future episodes where we're going to dive into all of this even more. So thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next episode.